All right, we are here with another video. I almost said live. Haven't streamed in a while. Sorry. With another Overprime video. How is everyone doing today? 7/12 update notes. We're getting an update tomorrow as of the recording of this video. You'll probably see this near the time when it's going live or somewhere near it. Maybe a couple hours off. I believe this goes live at 2 or 3. It's 1, 2, or 3 a.m. around there. It's very hot. I'm dying and I'm tired. So this is gonna be quick patch notes though. It's probably not gonna be that long of a video. There's some good changes here, and there are some outlandish changes here. All character balance, nothing system-wise. We didn't get any new karmas. We didn't get any gold changes, unfortunately, which I really want. But yeah, let's see what's up. Hopefully we get some like overhaul, like I said, to the map and stuff. I want more farm accessible. So having 2 towers, stronger towers, bigger objectives that give more gold, faster minions, stuff like that. Stronger minions that hit harder. All that stuff would be really nice. I'm excited for new items. I'm excited for new karmas, but pretty tame update. Hopefully the Grim patch has a lot of stuff in it, because I am not excited for Grimix at all, or Richter. So hopefully there's some good stuff in both those patches, but we will be getting that in 2 weeks. So somewhere around the 25th, 26th. But this is the midway patch. Also, Iggy's coming back at the end of the month. If you guys are curious about Iggy, he is indeed coming back at the end of the month. So without further ado, let's get right into the patch notes. Greeting warriors, it's Paragon, the Overprime. Here are the details regarding the update patch, so we've applied and ensure the best possible gameplay experience. I don't know why I'm reading this. I'm so tired. We got a new gadget recolor. It's shit. I think this is terrible. I wish it was red and gold. I love monarchy colors, but I think Gadget's base design is kind of like eh. She has such good skins, but her base design's like whatever. It's better than she was for sure, but I'm just not a fan. But yeah, we get some discounts for certain skins. I love this infograph. I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. I love this so much. It like tells you. I was so confused when I saw this. I was like, what does this even mean? And then I realized buffs, nerfs, new items, and then new changes for, I don't even know what this item options, no changes. I don't know what this means, but new items added. Super nice infograph. Hopefully we see more stuff in the right side in 2 weeks. So you can see here Steel, Kaliri, Faye's, Shimmy, Sereth, Gadget, Quang, Drongo, Greystone, Faye, Mako, and Sparrow. So, and then in Cloudy, the nerfs, we get Muriel, thank fucking god, Bellica, thank fucking god, and Murdoch. I don't think he needed a nerf, but I will say his poke is probably the best early game tool aside from Sparrow's right click, so good. I guess that's probably getting nerfed. I went over the patch notes. I kind of skipped like all these characters I didn't care about, but we're gonna go over it here. But yeah, like 90% of these characters do not need any tuning. And the things they get are outlandish. I don't understand why they got these things. Some of them are nice quality of life things, basically, but some of them are just fucking absolutely ludicrous. Most of them are absolutely ludicrous. But we'll go over those. All right, so Steel, starting off with absolute lunacy here. Shield Bash, magical power coefficient adjusted. So before it was, this is base damage. I don't think this is the coefficient. The coefficient would be like point whatever. This is just the base damage. Anyways, before it was 80, now it's 100 at level 1, and then at the max level it's 200, so you get 40 extra power. Now on a tank this isn't as significant as it would be, but regardless, they did this. I'll read what their claim is to be, but this doesn't make any sense. He's such a solid soul laner. Giving him more damage to me is not what the character should ever have. I get that it's not going to make a huge difference, but this probably he'll be able to flex easier in the jungle role probably now, just because his shield bash is going to hit a little bit harder. On top of that, his dash is going to be on a shorter cooldown, which I also don't think he needed. Granted, I guess you start off with a slightly longer cooldown, but you end up with a shorter cooldown. This is the second ability I think you upgrade, so again, in the jungle he might be flexed a little bit more just because of his base damage being slightly higher. He might be more potent in ganks, at least in the early game. Like the first like 3 levels are he's gonna be getting 30 more base damage on his items. So when you're a full tank, you're just hitting a slightly harder. It's not the biggest deal ever, but in lane is where I'm scared, because he was already kind of dominating in my opinion in lane. Even now, despite having a Dell and a Greystone, Steel is just a really strong soul laner. I don't really, granted I haven't seen a Steel in forever, but like when you do see them, the good ones, they're just they win so easily. Like they have so much pressure in lane. So I feel like getting 40 extra damage at level 9 is going to be a little oppressive for people who are already struggling against steel. Obviously, the best soul laners aren't going to struggle like Aurora, you know, Greystone, all those characters. They'll be fine. But the ones that are struggling, I think you're going to be hit pretty hard. So if you have your average soul laners like Fang Mao, Grux, they're going to be getting slapped. Didn't really understand these changes at all. And the base damage for advances also rose by 30 at max level. I think this is fine-ish as long as the scaling is low on the actual ability. But again, 30 extra damage at the end of the game. The thing is, you upgrade this, what, like second or third? I don't actually know what steel does, like whether he gets his barrier. I get my barrier last, but you want that up all the time. In support role, you know, you're not going to see the effects of this, but in solo, like I said, I'm scared about them overpowering him in solo rather than support, because they're trying to make him be effective support. Actually, this is what the dev comment says, by the way. They're trying to make him be effective in lane versus other supports. Iron Wall now lasts 4 seconds instead of 3. I hope they increase the cooldown. I think they did it already, but I think the ability's up still all the time. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it should still increase the cooldown for this ability if the duration is going to be 4 seconds, in my opinion. At least by 2 or 3 seconds. But yep, steel is sometimes less effective in lane combat than other supports. That is true. So we're adjusting his overall damage amount to deal more damage to enemies and increasing the duration of Ironclad Wall E skill to make it more effective at defending allies. So that's fine. You can increase the duration. Cooldown still needs to be longer. To compensate for having that extra second, you should take a second off realistically, because it's just up too much. I think you should take off a couple of seconds. I still think the cooldown is too short for what it does. It's a fantastic ability, great as support, but again, I don't like steel support. He falls behind too much. The problem isn't steel. The problem is melee supports are bad. Like Narbash is not a good support. He gets completely outclassed in high level. You kill him in 2 seconds. He can't move. At least steel can save himself and he has shields and stuff, but he doesn't scale well as a support. So again, I'm a little worried for solo just because he's getting a lot of base damage, at least for his first ability. At level 9, he's going to be slapping way harder. 40 extra damage is nothing to scoff at, but and also he has shorter cooldowns pretty much across the board. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Kaliri. Now, Kaliri, if I'm reading this right, might actually be viable. So Kaliri, she's getting on her RMB 40 or 35 extra damage at max level, 15 early. So it's 80, 110, 140. You're going up significantly. This is absurd. With full pen build, just having this buff is pretty massive for her damage. Now, I'd say she's still garbage even with this buff, but you get a range increase, which means you can outpoke people way easier. You get a physical power coefficient added to your dash. I'm assuming they removed the magical part of it. Otherwise, you get 2 scalings. But regardless, you get physical scaling. Now, I don't know how much this is. I don't know how much 0.3 is going to be. But if it is scaling and it's at a base level, let's say you do 500 damage when you teleport on somebody, this combined with the R&B buff is actually going to make Kaliri viable, because she's going to be able to just jump on a carry and insta-kill them with just those 2 abilities. I'm not entirely sure how much damage 0.3 is. There's no like, I guess, measurement for me to go and figure that out right now. So we're gonna have to wait till the patch. I'm gonna test it in training mode, but just having the ability to teleport and right click with way higher damage on both these abilities, and just in general damage on the dash, physical scaling, which I'm assuming also works with pen, it's gonna be insane. I really can't wait. I'm assuming this ability is gonna hit for like 500-600 damage, plus the right click. It's just gonna slap. If you get that one auto off, you already can one-shot carries nearly, but this is gonna be insane. I can't believe I'm saying that about Kaliri, by the way. This buff is pretty nasty. Physical scaling on her dash. Evil Vow, her ult got so much more damage. It got 40 extra base damage at max level. So her ult actually does damage. Her ult fucking sucks. I guess most of the time you can't keep people in it. I think it did need a buff. This might be too much in my opinion, but again, granted, you have Zena, so it still lacks in comparison to Zena, but this is an insane buff. I mean, 40 extra damage. Again, scaling off of pen and everything else. Absolutely insane. It also gets a 0.5 coefficient increase scaling. And you also get a bigger area, which thank God, honestly, I think it should be like 6 meters instead. But yep, absolutely insane. These buffs are nasty. Her ultimate being way higher damage, her dash getting physical scaling, potentially hitting for literally like half of 1,000 with 3 pen items. And then you get your R&B base damage increased by 35 for 2. Remember, you have 2 of them usually. Absolutely absurd. Kaliri might be insane. She might actually be crazy. I don't think she's going to be as effective as like Sereth or Zena full damage or anything, but she might actually just, I mean, if you can one-shot a squishy, that's all you need to do. So no countess or anything, but these are pretty insane buffs. Definitely warranted, definitely needed. I didn't really want her dash to get physical scaling just because new players are going to struggle, but we're going to see a lot of Kaliri. I can feel it. Whether they're good or they're probably all going to be bad, but we're going to see a shit ton of Kaliri. I'm excited. I'm going to try her out. I'm going to play her. So hopefully I can buy that legendary skin that she has. I really have no complaints, aside from some noob stomping concerns. But, you know, other than that, these buffs are pretty insane. She needed them, but pretty insane. This is another weird one for me. It doesn't make any sense at all. I kind of like it because it makes her more of a support. But I will die on this hill. I think FaZe is the best support in the game. Ideally, maybe aside from Muriel, depends on the situation. It's very situational for supports. I think if you want to win the lane, there is no better support to have on your team than FaZe. Especially if you go a melee carry, which is only Sereth or Zena. Specifically, her pull is insane. Like I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it. Every time I play a ranked game, I get fucking, I'm always fighting a FaZe support, and she'll just all in me, full damage. Even though I think she should go support, I think it's still troll to go full damage as support phase, even though I can't even argue about it. But they are reducing the cooldown, 2 seconds at base, and then also at max level 14 seconds. So your grab is going to be up way earlier. They're trying to buff her mid game because she has those like stale moments where she has to wait for a long time. And I'd say that would be fine if she couldn't be, you know, if she couldn't pull enemies, but she can pull them. So unfortunately, this buff is completely bonkers because in support, specifically, you are now literally never going to have free time ever. The 2 seconds off scales down to, I don't know, what's 40% of this? 40% of 14, you guys do the math. You have this up like what, every like 9 or 8, I think it's 8 seconds. Quote me if I'm wrong. I think it's 8 seconds. Or it's like 9 or 8 seconds. I think originally now it's 11, so it's gonna go down by about 2-ish seconds at 40%. That's absurd. That is absolutely absurd. Disgusting. Should not be a thing, in my opinion. And even ignoring all the other buffs that she got, this is actually absurd. Please change this. We've already gone through the phase getting nerfed to like a kajillion times with her right click, and then they buffed it because it was like, you know, people didn't feel that effective with her. Please nerf it. I hate this character. I love her, but I hate her. Specifically in support role. In mid, she still dominates, but in support, this is not going to be fun to deal with at all. Please do not do this to me. This is going to be painful. She got a laser increase on her light flux, or a range increase on her light flux. I think this is her. Is this her laser? I actually don't know. I think light flux is the pulse, like the AoE, the blind. The area was adjusted 1.2 meters. Definitely the pulse. I don't think this needed this at all. I don't think it needed that at all either. I'm pretty sure this is the pulse. Maybe I'm crazy. I actually don't know. No, maybe this is her laser. This might be her laser. Because the slow, I don't think her pulse has a slow. I'm pretty sure it's the laser. 20% slow now. Absurd. That slow feels pretty oppressive in support as well. That's not going to be fun to deal with. And the cooldown was adjusted 12 seconds. Again, not necessary. So if you guys don't know, if you go mid-phase and you go boots, mathematicians, and then the normal triple pen build into bunny, if you use the laser, you'll actually proc mathematicians, I think, with no charge if you hit the first tick of your laser and the last tick of your laser. So this being a shorter cooldown is just going to be like, and you're going to endlessly every time your laser's up and you press it, it always engage with the laser. You will shred anybody. You'll have triple pen, you'll have boots and mathematicians late game, and you'll have your bunny. I promise you, engage with the laser. If you guys don't know how to play phase, unless you're support, even as support, you should do it. But if you're not support, you're mid, you're trying to play safe, literally engage with your laser. Do not engage with your link, engage with your laser. Unless you have a free link opportunity, but even then, just do it. You will absolutely shred. It's going to be on a shorter cooldown. It's going to cost less mana. It's absurd. And the slow is bigger. The area is bigger. Just buffs all around. FaZe needs no buffs, by the way. Please nerf this fucking stupid character. Please and thank you. Dumb changes, in my opinion. There's not even quality of life. Aside from the mana change, it's not even quality of life, which you didn't need, by the way. Just absolutely bonkers. Shimmy. Light's memory cooldown adjusted. This another crazy change. She doesn't need any cooldown changes. Honestly, she probably needs cooldown nerfs. Her cooldowns are up constantly due to her passive or her inbuilt passive. 10 seconds is absurd at all levels. This she's never going to be caught ever, which she already isn't caught. So Have fun fighting Shimmy, never being caught ever. Her R&B has a 20 increased magical coefficient. If you guys don't know, this ability does like I think it's like 400 or 500 damage with like just full power pen. With 2 of them, so you're doing like 1,000 damage. You're just getting a 0.20 increase in coefficient. I'm not sure what the significance is to 0.20, but I know it's it's a lot. Doesn't make any sense to me. Does not need a buff. Doesn't need a damage buff by any means. Shimmy is probably the single-handed highest damage character to just absolutely obliterate carries. She's the easiest character for me to I just build up charge on a tank and then just ult a carry and they're just dead. It's disgusting. Just buffing her in any capacity just doesn't make any sense for damage. She doesn't need any more damage. Ridiculous. People just don't know how to play her, but she's absurd. Didn't need that. Now she did need this. I do like this change. It's 80 at all levels. This is so nice. I've been complaining so much about her high cost of mana. Honestly, get rid of these 2 changes and just keep the mana change, and that's perfect. I don't know if this is going to solve her issue, but it probably will. I mean, you before went from like 95 all to 115. You just stay at a constant 80. Which, again, the more you level it, the worse it gets, which I guess it makes sense, but to me, it's like weird. Super nice. Love that it's 80. This is a great change. Quality of life, super, super nice. The rest doesn't make any sense. Absolutely broken character. Please don't do this. My wife, I read these changes. These are actually nice quality of life changes for the most part. Now, there are some confusing changes for me, so if you guys can clear that up for me, because I'm a little confused on this, even though I main her. Execution by illusion, cooldown has been adjusted at the start, 10 seconds. I did say that they should lower the cooldown significantly to cooldown of illusion at the start of the game. I am very glad they're doing that because she's supposed to be a carry. I play her in ADC all the time. This will be really nice just for poke. I don't really know what they could do outside of that. Like, I think that her ability should proc all item effects, which I think it does, honestly. I heard someone say it does, but and then if not, I guess we need better on-hit effects for abilities like these. I just want to be able to use this in lane and actually like kill a bunch of minions and stuff. I feel like it takes a while to get online because you can't auto the wave down. It's just weird. But this will be nice. I mean, this is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, she's a crazy character already. You guys know how much I love Sereth. She's absolutely bonkers. 4 seconds off of her illusion at the start of the game is pretty insane in my opinion. I mean, you just get this one ability and then you have it up literally all the time. Get Marauder's Watch and you literally have it 24/7. Descending cooldown adjustment. It's just 0.5 seconds. Didn't need that. Her dash. This is her dash. Yeah, didn't need that at all. I don't know why. Her dash is like, it's like 4 seconds, I think, at max level. I don't know. It's weird. Summoned Angel are bonus damage when landing a successful basic attack to a burned enemy. She's getting a 7 increase in bonus damage. It doesn't sound super significant, but per auto, it's still quite a bit considering you scale off a pen. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Summoned Angel of Balance are bonus damage from basic attack against enemies with burn. Physical power coefficient from 0.35 to 0.1. This is like a like 7 over that increase. 0.70, I think? No, it's like 0.070. Yeah, whatever. Regardless, why on earth would they buff her damage? They said before using Summoned Angel of Balance, she didn't do much damage compared to other warriors. So if you guys don't know, if you can, let's compare to other warriors. You got Crunch, who just out damages her completely without her ult, of course. Generally, even though you still win against a Crunch early game, he'll out damage you if you just don't ult most of the time. But yeah, again, you also have your iframe, you have a better mobility. Like, there's a lot of ways to deal with a Crunch. Regardless, you're not too far off. Then you look at Fang Mao, you do more damage than Fang Mao. Grux, you do slightly less damage than Grux without ult. Slightly. Very slightly. So, if she's getting a buff like this, shouldn't Grux? Doesn't make any sense to me. Quang is unfair. He has a knockup, doesn't really count. He's more of a tank anyways, doesn't really do that much damage. I can't think of any. Oh, Chimera, he technically does more damage with an all-in, but again, also including his ultimate. Without ult, he's fucking worthless in damage. And I can't remember any other warriors. Oh, Wukong, technically she does more in a burst, less in sustain overall fight. But she does higher auto damage. She'll kill a Wukong before he can kill her with her ultimate. Granted, Wukong doesn't have an ultimate, so whatever. Regardless, when you compare to other warriors, not too far off in damage, even without her ultimate. Her ultimate makes her fucking definitively the best warrior in terms of damage in the game. This is crazy to me. This is a crazy change. I can't wait to test it. I was hitting like nearly 2,000 before with like a full pen crit build, so I'm very curious to see what I'm hitting now. I'm going to test it, obviously, when the patch goes live. very excited for this stupid change. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just dumb. I think they missed the money with like Sereth, Shimmy, Faye's, and Steel so far. Just so weird to me. I know I'm taking forever. Sorry, I wanted this to be quick, but these changes just blow my mind. All right, Bellica. Suppress, RMB, range adjusted. It's got lowered by 1 meter. Thank God. She's broken. Area adjusted 3.75. Again, thank God. It's super broken. Commander's Eye got nerfed again, which there's her drone. Her drone got 0.10 off. Her drone is fine. It's 12 seconds at all levels. There's actually a buff. Yeah, this is actually a buff for her Commander Eye. Weird. Right? Oh, never mind. It's the duration. Okay, no, it was a nerf. Never mind. Okay, I was confused for a sec. Yeah, never mind. Okay, I was like, wait, this is a buff. It's 12-second cooldown. Never mind, it's not cooldown. Okay, anyways, yeah, she got nerfed. Thank God. Honestly, you could probably bump off some damage of a right click. I mean, I think Bellica, like I said, I've been saying this for a long time. I think she's one of the best. I think if not, she is probably easily the best caster in the game right now. At least for ranged. Obviously, we're not counting Shinbi or Countess or whatever. For ranged characters, her ultimate is just fucking disgusting. It scales off of pen now. You can do so much damage with it so quickly, and you can nuke people with it without them even losing any mana. And then also her right click just slaps. Her combo is disgusting. I think they should just take off some damage from her right click, maybe from her knock up too. She just does too much damage. These changes, whew. So Obsessive Bomb base damage has been adjusted early game, so she has higher early game damage. Rest in peace, Howitzer. I've been dogging on these Howies. We have very similar damage, and now he's going to be just fucking completely outclassed. Again, 20 extra power at level 1. Obviously, it goes 300. It's the same at level 9, but that early game poke, that first item, if you get your first item before level 9, and you're at like 190 or 135, you're just scaling up higher. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think she needed these buffs at all, but whatever. It's a nice touch up for the early game. Considering most mages hit way less hard than her sticky, it's just weird to me. Anyways, speed gate, cooldown adjusted, cool. Quality of life, basically. Mana cost adjusted, cool. Again, quality of life mostly. Magnetic field slow adjusted to 80%. This is not going to be a fun ability to even interact with. Didn't need that slow increase. It's already oppressive as hell. Magnetic field slow duration. It's 0.5 seconds instead of 0.3. Wow. Okay. We've adjusted the damage cooldowns of Obsessive Bomb so that Gadget can trade damage with enemies even in early gameplay. The thing about it is you had max range, so like, who are you comparing to? Yeah, okay, she can't trade with Bellica, but you're never in range of her. But you could out-trade her. You could out-trade Faye. You could out-trade... The only person you couldn't out-trade was like Howie and I guess Wraith. Like, what? And you still did more damage than both of them. So weird to me. I don't know. These changes are wild, man. They're like touching some characters, but the same characters who have the exact same issues. So weird. I don't think most of these changes were necessary. I like the quality of life speed gate changes, but everything else was weird. Quang got some buffs. I see a lot of shitty Quangs, but there's like 3 Quangs on the server that I keep seeing that fuck me up so bad. They just play like gods. There's so many techs you could do with Quang. There's like a poke play style into like a few autos into a perfect knockup, dodge backwards, throw your sword, right click, pick it up, and then go like close and knock up again. There's a whole combo you can do. It's insane. There's like 3 different ways to play this character. I play him just run and gun. I literally just run at people. I don't stop. But there's so many better Quangs than me. It's insane. I've seen people play like fucking gods. Anyways, Quang, thunder and lightning damage adjusted, 20 extra damage. Nice. He's not going to build damage, but nice. If you build 1 damage item, cool. Helps. Good scaling. Crescent moon area adjusted. Nice. Honestly, I think it should be 5 meters. This is pretty small in my opinion. Fierce battle cooldown adjusted by 1 second. This is his dash. Super nice. Movement distance increase and movement speed acceleration adjusted. It just sounds like it goes further, so that's nice. It doesn't really tell you, but it says movement speed acceleration. Does he get movement speed after he dashes? Or is this just like in it, they mean? Including his basic attacks. We adjusted the damage of the area of Crescent Moon to make it easier. I think they should increase the area of his basic attacks in general, by the way. I think that his basic attacks I know hitting them is like super oppressive. I just feel like for newer players, he's the hardest character in the game to play by far, in my opinion. I think making them a little bit bigger and forgiving, especially on the swing going down when you do the uppercut, just make that have like not an Adele range, but like half of Adele's range. Make it a little bit ranged, you know? I know he has the best poke, he has the best poke in terms of a tank, even though he's a warrior, but still, I think that would be really nice. just because it's really unforgiving, and then also make his other 3 hits of his combo just a little bit wider or like a little bit farther out. That'd be not like nice, because again, he's slow, he's not fast. If you whiff one auto, that's your ass, you know, especially the knockup. That's you're just GG. Drongo, this is weird. So Drongo, he got his uranium rounds got buffed by 1%. Explosion damage area for his uranium rounds got buffed by like 10 late game, whatever this is. I don't know why it scales, whatever. Uranium rounds explosion power coefficient is increased by 0.4, or 0.14, whatever. No, 0.4, 0.04. Weird. I don't think this is gonna change much, but like I don't think Drongo needed this. Like they said they want him to be a tank buster here. They want him to make him more anti-tank. He kind of already is, but at the same time, it's like, no, like I don't, this doesn't really do much for him. I just don't think buffing his rad rounds is where you want to go with that. As a matter of fact, nerf his movement speed. I think his damage is fine. He does get out scaled by the other carries, which I guess he's supposed to be a tank killer. He's probably is the best tank killer, probably just because of his scaling, but it's like his kit's just so whack. So I don't know. He's a good carry, but I don't know. This is a weird change. Doesn't do much for him, honestly. Maybe this does. I can't really tell what this is or what part of it is. But the coefficient 0.4. I don't actually know what the coefficient is for the abilities. Like I don't know how much it increases, and the 0.%, it's still whatever. Weird changes in my opinion. Doesn't really need it, but it's not going to change much, so it's whatever. Muriel. Oh, thank God, bro. Muriel, shield amount adjusted. Nerfed by 40 late game, 20 early game. Movement speed increase is reduced by 15%. She's uncatchable, by the way. Thank fucking God. Movement speed increase and shield duration has been adjusted to 2 seconds instead of 3 seconds. Glory, the mana cost for her R&B has been increased to 70. Probably not an issue. Faithful Vow has been increased by 5 seconds. The super nice shield changes, still going to be super oppressive probably. I do like the movement speed change because Muriel is actually the most uncatchable bitch ever. When she's like 3 items in, you just can't kill her fast enough, and she just fucking stuns you off cooldown, and she's just running around like crazy, and then she pops her boots, and then she fucking ults away, and then she's it's so annoying. So yeah, nice nerfs. Probably, I don't think nerfing her is really the answer. I think she just have a breach item in my opinion. She's just broken. I think this is going to change her a little bit, but she's still going to be pretty oppressive, you know. So it's 240 shields, you know. It's scale off of power, I believe. Muriel's contributing a lot more in lane combat to large scale fights compared to other supports, and true, and the instantaneous movement speed increase from Glory of a Scene made it difficult for enemies to deal with Muriel. As a result, we've adjusted the shield amount, cooldown, and mana cost of Glory of a Scene. Super nice. Mana cost non-existent, but everything else super nice. Faye base damage. I called this, by the way. I've been asking for this. Go back in my streams. I've asked for this so many times. Forest Will base damage has been adjusted. You got to increase by 7. The coefficient has been adjusted by 0.02. The area has been adjusted by 5.5. Now, I've been saying, buff her right click. It is the thing you used to do in old Paragon was your goal was to keep them in the right click, but now we're just trying to like poke with the one ability. This is putting that power back into the right click. I think she's still going to need some buffs. I definitely think this is not enough, but I do like that they're buffing it. I think they should probably buff it a little bit more, maybe change it, bump it up to like 72 instead of 62 at like level 9. But this should be the ability you're upgrading first. You're not right now. You're still upgrading the poke. Even with these changes, you're probably still upgrading the poke unless you're trying to mass clear, which you don't really need to do. But the right click, your goal, I think maybe increasing the slow, and also putting the damage throughout the ability, not just at the end of it, would be really, really nice. But your goal is to keep them in your right click. That's how she should be played. I like that they're putting the power into that. Maybe just a little bit tweaks. Like I said, the damage should be evened out over the course of the ability instead of just at the end. That'd be really nice. The Faye has fewer damage skills than other caster heroes. That's not true. Technically, they all have like 2, but Skagit has 1, you know, making her difficult to play in early lane, like not counting the ultimate. We've adjusted this damage of area of Forest Will so that Faye can defeat Tion faster rather than trading with enemy heroes. I mean, this is not going to help her trade that much, but again, if you ult them into it, that's like kind of what you're going for. You'll probably kill them a lot faster. Again, I don't know what 0.02 is, so super nice increase of the area. I think it should be 6, honestly, and then also maybe increase the slow, and then also make the damage again throughout, not just at the end of it. Murdoch. Target check has been decreased by 5. The range has been decreased by 1. Honestly, they should make this 12. I do agree this range is fucking ludicrous. This is probably why people struggle against him. Again, just play Sparrow if you're struggling against a Murdoch, by the way. Super easy. Or Twin Blast, honestly. But yeah, Yeah, this is a very large range. Make it like 12. Should not be that high. Target check, physical power coefficient got decreased. Precise shot, base damage has been decreased by 40. Don't know how I feel about this one. I think this should probably stay the same. Ultra precise shot coefficient has been increased by 0.1. Murdoch was currently contributing more to lane combat and long range fight support than other rangers, especially in early in combat of the game. We felt that Murdoch's lock-on skills were a huge factor in giving him an edge. Just hit your right click with Sparrow, and I promise you, you'll have a way better time. We've made the adjustments to his range and damage to help enemy rangers deal with him better. Never struggle with him with Sparrow or Twin Blast, because Twin Blast can just run away from him. Again, super weird. Greystone, another. Whew, these changes, bro, I swear. The Knight's Will, cooldown adjusted by 1.5 seconds, decrease at max. So this is his circle ability, I think. I'm trying to think. What do I press? I think I press E. So never mind. This is his this is probably his block. I think I'm trying to remember. I think this is his block. We'll see. All right. The Transcendent Knight cooldown has been decreased by 20 seconds. Just buffing him back into glory, I guess. The Transcendent Knight, our health and mana recovery skill responding adjustment has been increased by 5%. This was 60 before. It's 55. Again, why? 50 is fine. People are just playing. I don't know why people are. I said this on stream. I don't understand why people aren't spamming Greystone. He's fucking so broken. I'm so confused on why people don't play this character and just dominate. He doesn't die ever. Why are you making him tankier? He's still the tank. He's basically the tankiest character in the game if you don't include Adele with her shield. What on earth is this? Greystone was often surrounded by enemies after being respawned by the ultimate. That's the point. If your team loses the fight, you should die if you're surrounded. Or if you make misplays, you should die if you're surrounded. It's not. Why give him leniency to survive? We've adjusted the recovery amount and cooldown to give him a slightly better chance of survival. First off, he has like the best jump in the game. Like, he won one of the best mobility tools in the game. His jump is up 24/7. Not necessary at all. Just position better. Insane. Mako gets some buffs after he got nerfed. He got the Zenith treatment. Got nerfed 3 times in a row just to get buffed. 4 times, I think, actually. 10 health recovery at max. 3 or more allies increased by 5. Max health scaling amount for basically for tanks 3.4 instead of 3.1 at max. 1.8 at the beginning. Mako's gift recovery max health adjustment for 3 or more. 1.7. You never get 3 or more. Super nice. Got some buffs. I think Mako was already lacking. Dude, I don't know why they nerfed him 3 times. I think just nerfing his dash would have been fine. He just rolls around so fast. I think you probably still nerf his dash. He just does not get caught. But wow, I'm surprised that they nerfed him so much. Now they're buffing him a little slightly, underperforming. Muriel and Decker and Faze are all still, in my opinion, completely outperforming Mako in every regard. He's nice. He has some good CC, but nothing in comparison to those 3. So, and last but not least, Sparrow focus. R&B adjusted so that Sparrow can use basic attacks after skill use. I do have to like re-click it. This is a nice little change. I'm guessing as soon as you fire it, it's not going to get stuck at all. I wonder how fast this is, because I feel like it's already pretty fast, but so super nice. Just a quality of life change, basically. Doesn't need any buffs. I'm glad they didn't just buff Sparrow, because she's easily top carry right now, obviously aside from Seraph. But yeah, overall, changes super weird, super fucking insane to me. I'm going to have fun testing these. I'm really excited to test Kaliri. I'm going to try out some Steel. Not excited about having to deal with Faze in support lane. Shimmy doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to try her out with this new mana change. Seraph, again, ludicrous changes. I'm very excited to see her damage now. Bellica, nice changes. Gadget, weird changes overall. Quang, some nice changes. Drongo, weird changes. Muriel, thank God, nerf her more. Faye, a little bit more buffs, but like it and like the direction they're going with it. Murdoch, again, don't think that he needed a nerf. Decided just nerf the range of it. I think the damage is fine. It falls off really hard late game too. It's whatever. Greystone, again, why are you buffing this broken character? Mako, nice. He does need a little. I think he still needs a little bit of tune-ups, honestly. And Sparrow, nice. Okay. By the way, it says Iggy's coming in late July update, if you guys are wondering. So he is coming late July. I think I said that at the beginning. So, yep, there you go. He is coming in late July. There you go. So stop crying about him. He'll come back. There you go, guys. Fixing the issue after. Also, I knew I wasn't crazy about the Revenant change. I knew I was not crazy. I was right. It randomly fails to apply. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I'm pretty sure they mean just the just shooting in general. I got stuck all the time, so that's nice. I don't know what other chain. Nothing else seems to be really that. Fixing issue Marauder spray no longer having a skill guard effect. Skill guard, what? anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was interesting. Again, I'm excited to test some of these changes, but it kind of missed the mark on a lot of them in my opinion. Like they got like 20 or 30% right, and they just buffed like 70% of these changes. Just doesn't make any sense to me. So the nerfs were really warranted and really nice in my opinion though. Love all the nerfs except Murdoch's kind of weird, but these two definitely needed them. So super nice. Keep it up. Thank you. Good balance changes. Thank you for breaking my characters. I love you. Appreciate it. Nerf phase. Get her out of my games. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Those are some interesting patch notes. Some interesting patch notes. I'm very excited, like I said. And then hopefully in 2 weeks when we get Grimex, we get some big changes too for systems and stuff. Give us more gold farm, please and thank you. Gold farm, please. Gold farm, please. Anyways, peace out, guys. Bye-bye.